Our first aid and CPR training courses are officially upgraded, and I'm here to tell you all about this. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Denise here, and I'm so pleased to discuss with you today the changes that was done to our training courses. These changes do make things a little easier, and it also helps our students to understand the material in a more comprehensive and easier way. So we at Lifecycle, we are an approved training center under the American Safety and Health Institute. So the changes that I'm going to discuss today is not of our own accord. We function under that training body, so everything that we are going to discuss is really coming from them. So the first and biggest change that I'm gonna talk about is the fact that there are no longer two separate books. One usually would be for the first aid and the other would be for C.P.R. A.E.D. It's separate. Now things have changed. The previous books used were quite descriptive in every form. They would go into scene safety. They had acronyms that they would use to help students remember different things to go into a scene. The way how they would describe different illnesses and sudden injuries. All those things were very descriptive, but now it's quite different. The thing is, if there's an instructor that probably wasn't able to do the job good, the previous books that we had, those books were so descriptive that anything that was missed by the instructor would usually be in the book, and students were able to go back to the book and just look up whatever they needed to do. But things have changed, and the change came basically from feedback that was given to American Safety and Health Institute from their different instructors around the world and training bodies. They got feedback that the students were more appreciative of the skills that were part of the old books, where they would be able to go back and see their primary assessment, their secondary assessment. They were more focused on that when it came to going back into the book for any sort of material. So the new books are now designed as a skill guide. Now this skill guide book also have different assessments of how you would go onto your primary and your secondary assessment for your patient. So the book now is a skills guide booklet, and it also has a number of scenarios to it. And if you look at the top, in the beginning of the book, they outline much clearly the 5 steps that are needed for you to go into a scene of an emergency. And this is going to be applicable in all emergencies when it's either first aid or CPR you're dealing with. So the next step for one of the changes we want to talk about is the format that is now used across the board. Whether you're doing basic first aid or CPR, they are using 5 steps that is going to be our assessment going forward for those 2 training courses. Those 5 steps would be assessing the scene safety, taking standard precautions, assessment of responsiveness, activating EMS or your EAP, which is the emergency activation plan if you're in a workplace. And the last step would be get the first aid kit or grab bag and the AED. Alright guys, so that is the main topics when it comes to the new material. If you are pursuing training with us at Lifecycle 360, you can now have your skills guide, and this is something that I think it's really good, where you don't have to look for or try to find the pages or go through material. It's just focused on the skills. So if you are desiring for us to do your training, don't forget that we can be contacted at, I'll leave the email here, and I'll also leave in the description below the video that I did when I told you how you can do your hands-only CPR. I'm going to leave that in the link below, or I'll leave it up here. So to make sure that if you're not sure of how to do hands-only CPR, at least you can check out the video. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, leave your comments below, and let us know what you think about the changes that's, going forward for 2020. Thanks for viewing, guys, and I'll see you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a good one. Take care.